All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to our meeting tonight. I'm really excited to share how to close the deal without being annoying. That's my extra title. I'm Kim. Obviously, most of you know who I am, Sapphire Ambassador, and I'm with Leslie, Vincent, Ruby Ambassador, and Angie Taylor, Senior Gold Ambassador, and then Jamie is there too, of course, and you know she is Sapphire Ambassador. And I don't know about you guys, but this month has been crazy. I still can't get over the fact of the new Slim. We sold out today, the new Slim, or yesterday. We had I've heard around 30,000 triplexes sold in 24 hours. So that's amazing. It's a good problem to have. Even though it might be a little frustrating, it's really not a bad thing to have going on with your company, that everyone wants what you have. That is an amazing problem. So Plexus is about to launch even a new product at convention next week. We start convention on Tuesday, so they usually make us wait a day. So probably Wednesday they'll tell us about a new product, and then from what my coaches are telling me, get ready for a busy summer. So I'm thinking we've already had a way busy May. Guys, full steam ahead. And I read today on the Jewels page from one of our diamonds. She said she doesn't even think we've gotten in full momentum yet, because we've only got this product into some ambassadors' hands and some samples out, but no customers yet, y'all. So that's huge. So now that we've launched, they're about to officially launch Plexus Slim, the new Slim, to the customers, and then a new product on top of that. So you need to make sure that you know how to close the deal, how to follow up with people so that you're not missing out. So we're going to talk about some tricks of the trade, so to speak, to help you sound good, to help you kind of sound what you want to sound like, and not just a salesy commercial. Because we're not that way. Nobody is that way. And so you, of course, don't want to come across that way. So if we talk about statistics for a little bit, think about this, that 48% of people, which is almost half, right, never follow up with customers. So think about that. Almost half of people, salesmen in particular, not necessarily ambassadors, don't follow up with customers after they've made their first contact. That's it. Here's the problem, though. 80% of sales are made between the 4th and the 12th contact. So think about that for a minute. Somebody tells you, oh, not right now, or I'm not interested, or they ignore you, or they don't get back to you, or whatever. On the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, try that 4th, the 5th, the 12th, whatever it takes, guys. That's when they're finally going to come around. I sat at a table and talked to someone about Plexus on Wednesday, and we're chatting, and she's like, oh yeah, I saw this lady posting about it, but I didn't know what she was talking about. Now this makes perfect sense, hearing me talk about it. But yet she's seeing these posts on Facebook, but they're not really paying attention. That's why relationships and what we're going to talk about tonight is so important, about following up with them. So important to think about that. So how do you follow up, though? So I just say follow up. That's great. But how do you do it? How do you do it without sounding salesy? We don't want you to bug people. We don't want you to be that annoying person who goes to the mall and you walk down the center aisle and that person's like, perfume? Oh, let me curl your hair. Have you tried this? And you're like stay on the other side. Don't make eye contact. Have you done that? If I don't see them, they don't see me. We don't want to be that person. You don't want to be that person. So Angie's going to kick us off and give us a little story about follow-up and about mindset. And so I'm going to turn it over to Miss Angie.
Thanks, Kim. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Hey, guys, I'm Angie Taylor, and I started my journey with Plexus 18 months ago. I was desperate to live. So my health was in a really dire situation where the doctors had told me to start getting my affairs in order. I've been sick for as long as I can remember. So I swore I'd never do multi-level marketing, but here I am. And these products, though, that's what does it. That's what does it. My life has completely changed in 18 months. I'm off all my huge giant basket of pills that I was on. I've lost 126 pounds, 55 inches. I didn't even have this much energy as a teenager. So Plexus totally changed my life. But I was so scared in the beginning. I didn't want to be one of those people like Kim was talking about, spraying perfume and being all crazy, one of those crazy network marketers. So I was not as bold as I could have been. So if you're here tonight and you're nervous and you're unsure about what to say or how to follow up, I just want to encourage you that we've all been there. I was so scared of the no. But it may not seem natural for you to reach out to people, but that's okay. We've been there. Remember, no doesn't always mean forever. Think about it this way. If you're at a restaurant and you see the waitress going around and she's saying, "Do you want coffee? Do you want coffee?" Some people are going to say yes. Some people are going to say no. She is not going to get offended at all by the people that say no, because she knows their coffee's good, right? She's not going to be offended. Next week, that same person might come in and say, "Yeah, actually, I do want a cup of coffee today." So it's the same thing with Plexus. I have a level 1 that I just signed up last month. I've been talking to her for 11 months. 11 months of building a relationship with her and following up and reaching out and talking to her about her family and what's going on in her life. If I had stopped keeping in contact with her and stopped following up, she wouldn't be on my team right now, totally loving the triplex. And I know that there are countless stories like that. So remember, keep your mindset positive. Don't make it about you. No just sometimes means not right now, maybe later. So I'm going to kick it back to the other ladies so we can talk about some more tools for following up.
Leslie, I think it's going to you now.
Can you hear me? Okay. Thank you, Angie. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Leslie Vincent. I'm a Ruby ambassador. I'm a level 1 under Jamie. I have been with Plexus for 3 years. I started because Jamie sent me a sample. So that is huge in your business for samples. For people who don't think that they work, they do. Some they don't, but some they do. Just aside with all this new Plexus stuff coming out, hand out your samples because they do make or break. I have done 6 other MLMs. Never really made any money with it. My deal breaker for Plexus was I needed to do it in order to be able to buy the products for myself. I had to have money coming in. We have 8 kids. At the time when I started, I had just had baby number 7, and I couldn't afford the products. So the only way I was going to be able to take these products was if I sold these products. So following up is a huge, huge deal, because I don't think there's one person, I think maybe one person who actually, and I think it was Sabrina, who actually joined me on the first time I talked to her about Plexus. Other than that, I've signed probably 45 level 1s. None of them have followed up, have joined or started taking the products on the first time. Like Angie said, she had somebody with 11 months she's followed up with. My most recent was my best friend. I've known her since I was 4. 50 times I followed up with her over the course of 3 years. So never think you're being annoying. It's just part of the business. There's different kinds of following up. You have to get your mindset right. You are helping this person. You're not trying to make money from this person. You're not trying to irritate this person. You know the products. You know how life-changing they are. So you're trying to help them. You want their lives to be better. It's kind of like your kids. Your kids need to eat vegetables, but do your kids want to eat vegetables? No. But you still keep putting the vegetables in front of your kids. You keep telling your kids, you need to eat this. You need to eat this. You need to eat this. It's good for you. You're not going to stop telling your kids to eat vegetables because the one day they told you they didn't want to eat them. It's kind of the same thing. Okay. There's different kinds of following up. Most importantly, though, you have to have the belief in Plexus. You have to have the belief that these products are going to change, your prospect's life, your customer's life, your new ambassador. It's going to change their life. Don't ever feel guilty about wanting to help somebody, okay? Different kinds of following up is giving them information on the products and how it can help them. That's one kind. Another type of following up is through incentives. We do a lot of incentives. If your upline is ever doing incentive, it's a perfect time to reach out to them and let them know as the follow-up. Hey, I just want to let you know there's $10 off of your welcome pack if you join. It's an easy way to follow up. Don't ever feel guilty about trying to save somebody money. The majority of my people who have gotten off the fence has happened during incentive times, okay? People want to save money. If there's an event, a local opportunity meeting, or we've been doing a lot of opportunity meetings online through Zoom, through Google Hangouts, get your people on them, message them and say, I just want to let you know there's an amazing event tonight. I'd love to have you as my VIP. A lot of times they have been giving away gift cards or little prizes, or you could offer a sample to anybody who messages you back saying they watched it, things like that. That's always a great way to follow up with people. You also want to think about how you can follow up with people and send them testimonies. So if somebody has lupus or if somebody has fibro or whatever it is, look up a testimony. There are a ton of testimonies on YouTube, on the team testimonial page. Look them up, send them to them, show them how these products can change them. Give them something that relates to them. You know, they're watching your post, but if they don't have, you know, PCOS or whatever, you're not posting about things that they have. It relates better to them if you are messaging them something specific to them. Okay. But most importantly, you want to be their friend. You don't want to just follow up plexus. You need to be in there and you need to say, hey, how is your family doing this week? Hey, did you watch Grey's Anatomy this week? Can you believe this? Or whatever it is, you still want to be their friend. You're still building the trust. You still don't want to just be vomiting plexus to where it doesn't seem to them that you care about them. You just seem about selling something. Okay. There's a 5-step process to following up. When someone's interested in plexus or you reach out to someone, message them one sentence about how it has helped you. Don't give away the whole deal. And then you wait for them to message you back. Sometimes they will, sometimes they won't. If they ignore you, that is not a no. Okay. That's just them not answering you. And we all get it. Like Angie said, sometimes I was so scared of no. So scared of no. But you don't get to be a Ruby ambassador or a senior gold or a diamond or emerald by not getting no's, period. You will get no's, and that's okay. You move on, because when you get the yeses, it's so worth it. Okay. In the next following up, I ask about their health goals and how they want plexus to help them. Then in the third follow-up, make a product recommendation on how it can help them specifically, which products you think they should take. We always, 90% of the time, will recommend the triplex. We don't really recommend other things because that's your gut health. That's what's going to make the biggest impact on any health issues that they have. Okay. The next follow-up, which is your fourth follow-up, encourage them to ask any questions. It's okay for them to ask why. Don't be afraid. If you don't know the answer, your upline will. If your upline doesn't, they'll ask their upline. Don't be afraid of what questions they may ask you. If you don't know the answer, that's okay. Somebody does. Okay. And the final following up is how to purchase. You don't want to give them your website up front. If somebody asks you for your website right up front, don't give it to them. Get the questions. What are you looking to help with? What do you want to accomplish? What are your goals? Get them talking before you throw out your website. Because if you throw out your website, you're going to overwhelm them. We have a lot of products, and not all of our products are made for everybody. Not everybody needs the nerve. Not everybody needs the ease right away. But you'll overwhelm them by just giving them too much information. Always do your website at the end of your follow-up to give them a chance to look through everything, okay? And we don't want to sound salesy. We don't want to say, hey, here's my website, go check it out. That's salesy. You don't want to be the person spraying perfume on people, okay? Care about them and their health goals, and you will get there, all right? So let's turn it back over to Kim Kim's still here?
I'm here. Hey, that's perfect. That's
All
great.
right.
Yes. Because see, by the time then you send them your website, you've already established a friendship with them. Now, if they were already your friend to begin with, you've already talked to them anyway. But you've already established that relationship, excuse me, with them and that trust. So the key is short and simple. There are people that will ask you for tons of details. We'll talk about those type people in a second. But majority of the people, they just want to know, hey, what is it? They don't want the whole, it was created and it was this and it was made for this and it does this. They don't really care about all that. Oh, it helps me lose weight. Let me try it, And I think sometimes we think it has to be so hard when really all we have to say is, hey, it's a health and wellness company and it helps you regulate blood sugars and it might can make you lose weight, or it has me or whatever. Short and simple, short and simple. Don't give out too much information all at one time because they're not going to read this long thing from you typically. They're not. They might scan it and go to the bottom. Most people will not read a long response. So think about that. You can always share your story. Your story is most powerful because they know you. You have a relationship with them or you're developing a relationship with them. So then you tell them your story and that's powerful. If you don't have a story that necessarily relates to them, then get them on a 3-way Zoom or a 3-way chat with someone who does have that testimony because they're probably there. You can find them or get them on a 3-way call with Jamie or I or whoever that can give that third-party validation. Whenever you're talking about these certain people, they're the color personalities. So it's really important for you to kind of understand your color personality and then the color personality of the person you're talking to. For example, if it's a yellow personality, those are the people that don't want a lot of information. If it's going to help you, they're in for it. That's totally me. I will buy anything from anyone that's selling it if I haven't tried it before, and I will try it because I am loyal and I am your friend. And that's a yellow. They don't need a lot of details. They love you. They'll try it. And then there's the greens. Those are the ones that want every single detail, want the ingredient list, want to Google each ingredient. They want charts. They want data. That's your greens. But if you were to send all that information to a yellow, they would be like, whoa, I'm done. And then there's the blues. The blues are the fun, the travel, the friends. They're the ones you want to share your pictures from convention with and leaders retreat and the fun things that you're doing and meetings and the pictures, the selfies with all your friends and how much fun you're having. Your big check when you earn one. When you rank up and they see, oh my goodness, that looks like so much fun. That's your blue people. And then you have red people. These are the leaders, the overachievers, the ones that get in there and take charge. All those people are needed in this business and all those people are in this business. But your job is to figure out, which one you're talking to. Before you start, your really response and before you're talking back to them. So I'm going to turn it back over to Miss Angie. She has a few more things to say, and then I'll be back in a little bit.
Thanks, Kim. Okay, so you've been following up. You want to close the deal, right? Okay. Closing the deal is going to be some action that's needed on your part. And the biggest thing is using that positive language. You don't want to be wishy-washy. You don't want to say things like, well, if you decide to try or if you're interested in it, you want to be bold, like really bold, and say things like, oh my gosh, girl, I can't believe you're not on the triplex yet. With your thyroid issues, it can really help you. That's what you want to do. People ask me all the time, well, what's your script? What do you say? And you just want to be yourself. I don't have like a certain script that I'm going to use for every single person. I'm going to be myself. I'm not going to start talking all special just for each person. I'm going to be myself and I'm going to be bold because we have something that we can be confident in. People need these products. Like I want to shout it from the rooftop about what Plexus has done for me personally. So You want to assume that sale with people and let them know how confident you are. This is what I do. When I see people on Facebook and they're like, I'm sick again. I wasn't bold enough to do this, but now I get on there and I say, hey girl, I saw you're sick again. I've got something that can help you. So whenever you're ready, I'm here. I'd love to talk to you. Or, hey, listen, girl, I saw you were in the hospital again. And I know we've talked about this in the past. I cannot believe that you have not started these products yet, because I know they could change your life. Just assume that sale. Be confident, be bold, because you have something that they really desperately.
And Angie's so right. Assuming the sale is so incredibly important. You always want to talk with confidence. When you talk to people, you don't want to use if or when statements. You always say, when you place your order, not if you place your order. Use the confident. You know they're going to love their welcome pack. When you get your welcome pack, we're going to open it up. We're going to go through it. I do a lot like Angie. I wasn't bold at the beginning to reach out to people when they would post about being sick. So anytime I'm scrolling through my Facebook, I have a power hour. We talk about our power hour. If somebody posts something, I screenshot it. Every time I see somebody comment something, they're sick, they're this, I screenshot it. Then the next day when I'm sitting down, I go through and I message all of the people who from the day before were saying how they're sick, how they're this. Again, some of them I have no clue who they are. I have 1,500 friends on Facebook. I don't know who all these people are. So sometimes it's hard to reach out to people, but that's where your confidence in the products comes in. I know that this will change your life. I know that these products are going to help you. I know that this will get rid of, can help you with whatever it is they're dealing with. Always be confident. Also, when you're trying to close the deal, I talked earlier about if somebody doesn't answer, if they're not being responsive or engaging, always follow up with questions. Does this sound like something that you can afford? It's a question. So that way they're still engaging. They're still talking back to you. What are some health concerns that you have that you would like Plexus to help you with? How can I help you sign up an order? Always bring it back to a question. And at the end of the conversation, always bring it back to something that's personal and relational. Like I said earlier, they're your friends, and they may not ever order from you. They may not ever have the money to do it. Whatever the case is, there's a possibility, but you're going to be strong in knowing that it will change their life. And when they are ready, you are there, and you're going to keep doing what you do, and you're going to keep following up as many times as it takes, because it may take 50 times, and that's okay, because the one who took 50 times, I've never seen somebody so incredibly happy. So it's really changed her life and was worth every second of my time that I took to follow up with her. Okay? But what happens if you do all this and they still don't join? Kim?
Okay, so you've done all that and nothing, or they've ignored you, or they're like, oh, not today, or oh, I don't have the money. I think that's probably the top excuse I get is I don't have the money. So I like to share the business opportunity with those people. Obviously, if they don't have the money, then they need our business, right? I also typically will say things like, oh man, I understand. They do seem a little expensive at the beginning, but I tell you what, I don't go to Sonic Happy Hour anymore for my large Coke Easy Ice with cherry, because I don't want it. It tastes horrible to me now and burns my throat and gives me heartburn. So I don't drink that, and I don't really drink chips. That would be scary. I don't eat chips anymore. I don't really crave sweets anymore. I'll eat one here or there. I'm not crazy. I'll eat a piece of cake, but it doesn't call to me in the middle of the night or in the afternoon when that blood sugar is dipping, because my blood sugar doesn't dip anymore. So I've saved so much money on crap that I used to buy. Now I'm replacing it with these healthy products that have changed my life. So think about, these are ways that you can be honest with them, tell them what's going on, but you're agreeing with them, but you're not being salty. So let's say that they haven't given you an excuse. They just are hem-hawing around, and they just really are, you don't hear anything, or they ignore you, or you can see their little circle face has dropped and they've read your post, but they don't respond. Don't you love those people? All right, so this is when you just simply ask them. You can say, well, hey, I know you're busy, but I'd love for you to try Plexus for at least a month. Are you ready to try it now? Something like that. It's kind of like a call to action. Like you're like, look, I've been talking to you for months. You're not saying that though. This is what you're thinking. Been talking to you for months. Are you ready to try Plexus? 60 money back guarantee. Let's give it 30 days. Let's give it 60 days. Are you ready? It's a question you've posed to them. So now they have to come back with something, because you've probably said things before like, well, did you check out my website? And they're like, yeah, I did. Nothing. And you're like, what? So this way you've just flat out asked them. All right. So, but what if you ask them and then they say, no, not today, or I can't right now. I'm not really interested. So that's when you're going to go into, I understand, I hear you. You can share your personal story if you haven't. You can share your why on why you're doing this. The big struggle I think a lot of moms have is learning to invest in themselves. Busy moms are constantly pouring into their children or their husband, or maybe their job that they're having to do. They're constantly pouring into other people that have a hard time pouring into themselves. And so I think it's important to get to know these people you're talking to and let them know you've got to invest in yourself. I mean, this body is the only thing we have on this earth to live in, and we have got to take care of it. And so if you can get them investing in themselves, realize that they are important too. A lot of times they'll realize, oh, I think I need this. So let's say that you've done all that, you've shared your why, all of this, then, and they're still kind of wishy-washy, then get them on a 3-way call or a 3-way Zoom and let them see, my face or your upline's face. And let's not call them uplines. If you say, hey, Jamie, would you like to talk to my friend, about these products and what they've done for her allergies or something like that. So call them a friend, because upline can be a scary word, especially someone who's maybe been burned in network marketing or someone who doesn't know anything about it. So always call them your friend. But let's say that they still have no desire. After all of that, they're like, nah, I don't think it's for me. Then I think it's important for you to always say, well, you know what? That's fine. I still love you. I still want to be friends. I mean, I'm my own personal thing is friends over business, no matter what. That is what's important to me, is our relationship and our friendship. I know these products can change your life, but your friendship is more important. And leave it at that for a while. You can always ask, here's a really good question that makes them come back, is what's holding you back? What's the main thing that's holding you back from trying Plexus? See what they come up with. And keep in mind that you can always, if they come back with something that you don't really understand or you don't know, then you don't have to respond right away. You can come to your uplines or whoever signed you up, and you can say, hey, this is what she came back with. What can I say? And we can help you come up with some good verbiage to go back with. And also, don't always be available 24/7. I think that busy people are intriguing. And so if someone's messaging you about Plexus, I know it's very, you just want to talk to them right away because you're so excited and all that. So think about that too. Think about maybe waiting a little bit before you respond. If you're engaging in a conversation back and forth, then that's different. You're not going to wait, obviously. But I mean, if you're in the middle of game night with your children, don't stop doing that to go answer a message on Facebook about Plexus. You finish, what you're doing. Never sound desperate. I mean, please sign up. If you sign up, I will pay for your fee. And there's nothing wrong with paying for your fees or doing a $10 cash back or something like that. But you don't want to seem like you're begging them, and you know the difference. These people that have said, no, it's not for me right now, then that's who I have on my follow-up list for when there's a special or a new product, which we're about to have another new product. So that's when you follow up with these people that have told you no all of this time. Then you can follow up and say, hey, I know 2 or 3 months ago you said you weren't interested, but hey, we got this new product and it looks amazing. I know, if you're not interested, that's fine. I'm not being pushy, but I just wanted you to know. I say things like that all the time. And, I truly mean it, because I hate salespeople. I am not pushy at all. So no one's going to care about the triplex. No one's going to care about gut health if they don't realize what's going on in their gut at that moment. Some people have no clue that they're sick from gut health. They have no clue yet. Our triplex, for example, is the only methylated vitamin with aloe. And those are big words, but people aren't going to care about that if they don't know your why, if they don't know that you actually care about them as people. So look for things that you can specifically relate to your people on. And I always say there's 3 main reasons people want Plexus, right? They either want the business right off the bat. That's how Jamie was. Or they want to lose weight. Typically, that's probably the number. I'd say 80-90% of our people just want to lose weight. And then we've got the third that have a health problem, like maybe diabetes or fibromyalgia, allergies, ADHD, all of these things, and they're coming to it for a health perspective. So get to know your person's why on why they want the products, which 3. If you know their color personality, really start trying to zoom in on their color personality and then go from there. So I really hope this has kind of helped you pick out some areas maybe where you could use some help in, or some extra wording, extra advice, or, whatever. But we're going to stop recording here in a second, and then we can open it up. You're welcome to unmute yourself. If you have any questions, comments about anything, then feel free to shoot them out.